Atlanta news first. Plus, starts now with First Alert Weather.
First Alert meteorologist JD Disharoon here as we begin our stream for the morning. We're going to start things off today with your forecast, and we're going to show you the temperatures still remaining high as we make our way into really the next several days. We're going to be seeing temperatures today and tomorrow up into the 90s, and it looks like this above average weather is going to continue as we make our way into really not only today but into tomorrow as well, before a cold front will move through and it will start to work its way out of the area, helping to keep the heat out, also helping to keep our temperatures more seasonal. So I'm talking by the time we get to the weekend, upper 70s to lower 80s for our afternoon highs, although we are kind of watching for the weekend to see maybe the potential of some moisture returning into the region. All something we're going to have to watch as we go throughout the period. Now, here's what we're looking at right now for our highs. We're going to be seeing our temperatures soaring up into the low 90s across a lot of the area. 90 degrees here in Atlanta, 90 in Eatonton, 92 in Rome, 90 in Thomaston, and we're going to be noticing, for the most part, I can't get off mute. Am I working? The little bar is going up and down. So for viewers at home, this is me trying to figure out the software that I haven't used in quite some time, but it says mute, and I hit the button and it doesn't work. All right, I'm back with you. Let me go ahead and hit back. Now you got my face. Now let's go back a graphic now that the microphone is working for all of you. So temperatures for today. We're going to be starting off with, temperatures right now still in the lower 80s across most of the area. But by the afternoon, we're going to get up to the upper 80s to lower 90s. We're going to continue to watch this warmth as we head through not only today, but into tomorrow as well. And then thankfully, once we get to Thursday, that's our next First Alert weather day. We'll be seeing rain move in. And then behind that, we'll be noticing that our temperature is going to drop, which is some great news out there. But for today, it's still going to stay on the hot side of things. We're going to be looking at our temperatures back around 90 degrees here in Atlanta. We'll be looking at 90 in Eatonton, 90 in Thomaston, 92 in Rome, 91 in LaGrange, and upper 80s for a lot of folks. The place to be, the North Georgia mountains. That's where we're going to be seeing temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. But even that is still a good 5 degrees above average. Most of us 5 to 10 degrees above average for our highs. Average high this time of year is right at 82 degrees. And we'll notice that as we head on in to our statistics, we'll see that we're actually right now a little bit late for a last 90. Now, the average last 90 is September 10th. We're almost 2 weeks behind that, but our last 90 degree last year was September 24th at 93. If we hit 90 again tomorrow, that would be exactly the same. To put it in perspective, even though we're late, October 9th is the latest last 90 degree day we've had, and that was at 90 degrees itself. So it could be worse out there. It's something that we're going to keep an eye on, but obviously, we're going to be seeing the potential there for maybe some hotter weather by the end of the month. So our First Alert weather day for Thursday is going to be for widespread rain. That's what's going to be bringing it into the 90s today into tomorrow. And you'll notice it's because of a front that's going to be pushing through the southeast, helping to bring widespread showers across not only the southeast, but the Gulf Coast, the eastern seaboard, all the way up into the mid-Atlantic states. So let's time this out for you. Isolated showers to start us off as we head in towards Thursday morning. We'll be noticing the cold front entering northwest Georgia by about 1 p.m. That's about the time we're going to have widespread showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder rolling through our area. Now, we do expect heavy, steady rain to continue as we head in towards the evening. That evening commute could be a little bit wet, could be a little bit messy, and some of the storms could be on the stronger side of things. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we head into Thursday afternoon. During the evening hours, we do see this front finally push through, but limited moisture on the backside could give us the potential for a bit of rain as we head into our Friday. So just because we have the front move through doesn't mean it's quite over yet. But I think for the most part, Friday definitely much, much lower rain chances than what we're going to see on Thursday. Potential rainfall, here's the European model. It's painting a picture of widespread amounts of ½ an inch. That'd be great for our lawns as we go into the back half of the week. It's been over 3 weeks since a lot of areas have seen substantial rainfall across the area. Model's also picking up on maybe some isolated amounts of over an inch up into North Georgia. So, we'll keep an eye on that as well. But overall, hopefully your lawns can get some relief. We can get some more moisture in here, and we can, more importantly, maybe take a dent out of that water bill for you. The other big story, other than that front that's going to give us the rain, is going to be the tropics. Gabrielle doing her thing overnight. It was a Category 1 hurricane at the 11 p.m. advisory last night, rapidly intensified into a Cat 4. So we're looking at winds about 140 mile an hour, moving very quickly now that it's kind of gotten picked up to the east-northeast, about 20 miles an hour. Moving away from land, it's going to stay over the open waters of the Atlantic. It's going to start to experience a bit more shear, cooler waters. That's going to weaken quickly. But still, by the time we get to tomorrow morning, a Category 3 storm, Category 2 on Thursday, Category 1 on Friday, by that point, it should really start to lose those tropical characteristics. Models putting it into the Iberian Peninsula, that's over in Europe, so Spain and Portugal by the weekend getting a lot of rain out of this. At that time, though, it's not that it's going to be a tropical storm making landfall. It'll have lost its tropical characteristics by that. So what they call it over in Europe is a cyclone. So the cyclone will be making some big waves over there. Also a lot of wind, a lot of rain. So Gabrielle, now the second major hurricane of the season for us in 2025 here in the Atlantic. But we are watching two other areas out in the Atlantic basin. These two could become Umberto and Imelda as we go into the next 7 days. Here they are on the map. We're going to be looking for these two highlighted areas, kind of like little googly eyes out in the Atlantic. But, unlike googly eyes, these are a little bit more serious. So the one in the backside, the central Atlantic, looks to take a curve to the north, much like Gabrielle did. I don't think it's going to curve as quickly, so Bermuda really needs to keep its eye on this one. The one that's already over the Leeward Islands, this is already bringing Puerto Rico some very, very heavy rains, and it's going to continue to move up towards the Bahamas as we head to the next 7 days. So a 50-50 shot of development. One of the things that we are going to watch with this, one, it's already bringing some heavy rain to the islands. It's going to continue to do that, so it's going to exacerbate the issue. Mudslides are going to be an issue in the Antilles, including Puerto Rico, and also into the Bahamas. But it's also moving into an area with some very warm water. So here's the area of development possible for the next 7 days. Here's the water temperatures. You need anything above 80 is going to help to fuel this storm. The buoys north of Hispaniola over north of the Turks and Caicos are 86 degrees. Even when you get further north, 82 degrees as you get closer to the coast. So this is going to become an issue where it could potentially rapidly intensify. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. But here's the European model. It gives us a good indication of where it thinks the track is. I do want to emphasize you see two kinds of tracks on here. I'm going to see if the system will let me draw on here so I can kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Nope, but it'll let me point. So here's the track right now. You can see my little pointer here. This is where the European model thinks this storm is going to go. Notice it does kind of mix in with a cold front and bring some very heavy rain to the Outer Banks, possibly into North Carolina and into the Delmarva area. So we really need to watch this particular storm because it could have some direct impacts on the eastern and southeastern U.S. coast. Now, this one back here, this is that other area that we're watching in the central Atlantic. Notice, though, the Euro takes it to the east or to the west of Bahamas. So that would be bad news for them because they get hit by the eastern side of the storm. So I want to give you the caveat, though. All of this 7 days out. Huge time period for tropical systems. So models will refine themselves. This is not exactly what's going to happen by any stretch of the imaginations, but it is painting a picture that as we head on in towards next week, next Monday and Tuesday, could be a talker across the region. So here's your 7-day forecast, your first alert Super 7-day. It's going to show us for today. We're going to see those temperatures rise up quickly into the 90s for the afternoon for a lot of folks, upper 80s across the rest of the region. Heading on in towards Wednesday, more of the same, a little bit more moisture possible. In northwest Georgia, that's why we upped that rain chance to about 30%. First alert weather day on Thursday. Well, that's when we're mostly going to be seeing the rain for the majority of the area. So isolated scattered showers in the morning. We're going to continue to watch heavier, steadier rains move in during the afternoon, impacting that evening commute with some pretty heavy, steady moisture, and then lingering on into the early overnight and into Friday, possibly. Now, Friday is that Braves on Gray Day. We're going to be seeing a 30% chance of moisture, maybe dodging a shower over at Truist Park, but I think for the most part, we're going to be noticing that we'll be seeing drier skies. Now, don't forget, if you're not going to the game, you can always catch the game on Atlanta News First Friday evening. Heading into next weekend, right now we've got it dry. I say that right now because here's one of the models that we're looking at. Notice it has a lot of rain in eastern Georgia to start the day off, possibly making its way into the metro as we head into the afternoon. All of this is dependent on a low-pressure system off the coast. If it gets closer, it could mean a very wet Saturday and Sunday for us. If it pulls away, it can mean a very dry Saturday and Sunday for us. We're leaning towards the drier solution right now, but we did want to give you the heads up that the forecast for next weekend could change. But as of right now, looking okay. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s, and then that trend could continue on into Monday with mostly cloudy skies. So as always, we will continue to fine-tune the forecast. Otherwise, we're going to be on air back again at noon. I'll be giving you the forecast on Atlanta News First, and then Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez and First Alert Meteorologist Patrick Pete will be in this afternoon, streaming on air, online, and on the web. Have a wonderful day.